Cancer, welcome to your read for February. My name is Mimi. I'm from Meta Spiritual Counselling and Healing. This is a collective message for the month of February for Cancer. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Cancer, let's see what your overall energy is like for the month of February. Cancer, you might be experiencing some hostilities. Or you might be feeling quite hostile or defensive within your energy. Let's have a look into perhaps why, what you need to release. It feels as though as if you have been hostile because you're guarding your emotions. It feels as though, can you see how his hand is almost across his heart space? Almost. But it feels as though you feel as though you might have been burnt in the past, or that people aren't really understanding or know how to comfort you, is what I'm going to say. You've got the Chariot card in the what you need to release. It feels as though, again, if you kind of look into her eyes, she looks as though she's a little bit angry. Her positioning in the way that she's standing, although it looks quite strong and taking charge, it feels that this is coming from a place of anger and disruption. So what you need to release is this energy of charging and going at people because of how you might feel emotionally. It almost feels as though you might have been taking your own emotions out on other people. In terms of what will come towards you if you release that, you've got the Four of Cups here. So more internal equilibrium. If you release kind of this anger, if you release kind of this hostilities, you will find a way to cultivate more inner peace. This could be you literally trying to meditate or do yoga as a form of practice that will help support you. But also what you see is this kind of hand extending out to this person. You might find that once you start to reach your own place of peace, that people will start to want to reconnect to you, want to hang out with you a bit more, because it feels as though your energy has almost caused a bit of disruption and people don't really want to be around you at the moment. Or if you're finding that people don't want to be around you, this could be the reason why. There might be some internal anger that you're kind of giving off, and it could be unintentional, but it feels like it's coming from an emotional or wounded place. In your spiritual challenges, you've got the Star card. And what this tells me is that you're aware, you know how you're coming across to other people, but it's almost like I can see myself doing it, but I don't know how to bring myself back. I can see myself kind of acting out of character, but I don't know what's going on with me. So it seems as though your energy almost feels misaligned. And I'm feeling it between kind of your heart chakra, but your solar plexus as well. It feels as though there's a lot of that kind of fiery energy that's kind of wearing up in your stomach that hasn't found a way to connect to the emotions of what you're experiencing. So it feels as though your inward expression is needing to connect to your outward. The emotional aspect isn't really coming through, and it's coming out in perhaps the way that you didn't want it to. So your goal, in terms of your spiritual goal, you've got the Nine of Cups. And this to me feels like tapping into creation, but it also feels like it's slowing down. So as a goal, I would suggest getting into something that's going to spark that passion and create that passion that doesn't really necessarily involve other people. This is about finding a solo project where you can channel your energy into, channel some of those frustrations and that anger into. And I'm not saying that you're being, violent or angry towards other people in a hurtful sense. It could be very much unintentional, and that you don't even know that this is happening or that you're doing this. So let's look into the how for your spiritual. Got multiple cards that came out, but I'm going to take the first. You've got the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So in terms of the how, I'm almost wanting to say to you, stop viewing that you are bigger, better, or above other people. It feels as though your anger is coming because you perhaps have a perception of yourself and you hold yourself to the standard, which isn't wrong. But if it's to the point where it's causing or creating judgments towards other people, that's when I would challenge you to ask yourself, well, is this really serving me and the ones that I love? Or is this more harming or hindering those connections? In terms of your earthly challenges, you've got the Knight of Swords. So again, it feels as though you might have been going at things or at people a bit too harshly, a bit too gung-ho. And it almost feels, I don't know if you can see within this card, that the kind of the specks of the water, and he's kind of getting swept up and carried away with this energy. And it is that kind of feeling of, well, I've started on this road, I started on this train, I can't go back now, or I can't bring myself back. So the challenge is to, well, how do I bring myself back? And again, that's echoed in your goals position. You've got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So in the Eight of Cups in the upright, the person is walking away from aspects that they might have destroyed, or aspects that might have hurt or hindered them. So it's that real kind of moving on energy. But it feels as though you are stuck and unable to move on, because it's like, well, once I'm on this train, I'm on this train. So there's an element of stubbornness that's coming through here, Cancer. So the Eight of Cups is really challenging you or asking you kindly to notice when you're being stubborn for the sake of being stubborn. Know that there is an out, there is a way to kind of reverse things. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're weak or vulnerable. It actually shows a great degree of strength to be able to do that. So in terms of the how, you've got the Page of Wands in the reverse. I almost want to say drop down your weapon when I'm looking at this card, even though it's a guitar. But again, it's about laying your armor down, laying what you would perceive as your defenses down, and almost just opening. I see the floodgates opening, I'm seeing water just gushing out. So opening up the floodgates and really kind of being clear and expressive with your emotions and saying, actually, do you know what? I have been presenting as angry, but actually what it is it's hurt, it's pain, or I feel disappointed, or I feel let down. So this month is really about kind of accepting your own kind of anger and hostility and channeling it for what it really is. You've got the Cow Spirit as your oracle here, which is a beautiful card. Look at that adornment of flowers and that blossoming. The Cow Spirit reminds us that miracles are endless. So being able to tune in to the depth and the reality of your emotions can really help you to turn things around. And whilst you might think that you may have lost that connection, or people might not want to be around you, or might have abandoned you, by being honest, by being truthful about your feelings and what is really, really at the core of your feelings, you get the reminder that miracles happen, miracles are possible. So this month, Cancer, really, really tap into that energy of what your true emotions are and see how they're playing out and if you're acting out. That is it for your month, Cancer. I shall wish you the best. If this resonates, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you're getting on. It's not an easy read when it comes to challenging some of the perceptions or mental processes that are going on with us. And if you've made it this far, thank you. And I'll speak to you soon.